Hello and welcome. For many years, food has been processed to not only increase shelf life for the harvested supply, but also to diversify food supply choices for the growing population of communities all over the world. This gives food processing important benefits to both consumers and businesses, which creates opportunities for sales and income generation. And before business owners are able to get an FDA license to operate, they must pass the FDA on-site inspection. In this tutorial, we are going to learn how to set up your food processing facility in accordance to the FDA Administrative Order No. 153, Series of 2004 and Presidential Decree No. 856. Let us first begin by choosing the location of a food building. This is very important, and the following aspects need to be considered when choosing a site. Your plant or factory must not be in close proximity to any environmental contaminants such as landfills to avoid any contamination. The area must not be prone to flooding. Surrounding areas of the processing plant must be free of lumber, litter, waste, uncut weeds, grass, and far from dusty or unpaved roads. Areas within 3 to 5 meter perimeter, the factory should be kept free from vegetation. Water is essential for food processing plants as component of products and for cleaning. There must be adequate supply of water for such needs. The construction of the processing plant must also be a separate building from your home. It must only be used exclusively for product manufacturing. The layout of the facilities should have sufficient space for placement and operation. The following will identify the areas that need separation in your processing plant. For showering, washing, and toilet areas, they must be placed separately from the processing plant as well with the windows and the doors facing away from the processing area and does not open directly into these rooms. Furthermore, there must be separate facilities for washing of hands and for cleaning used utensils, trays, and other equipment. Washing areas must be foot-operated or elbow-operated. Soap dispensers and hand dryers must be available at all times in the washing area. Changing rooms should be connected to the processing area, but properly separated. This layout illustrates the proper flow of goods beginning from dirty to clean. There is a need to assure the flow of raw materials, finished goods, and personnel to avoid cross-contamination. Examples of processes in the dirty area are as follows. And examples of processes in the clean area. Be sure to avoid crossing of paths of different processing flow in the production area. Avoid backflow in your processing area to avoid going back to the way it came from. All finished products must not cross the dirty area to avoid cross-contamination. Build walls or visible demarcation lines to protect areas of higher hygiene. Where walls can't be built, there must be demarcation lines on the floor that may serve as a system to separate areas from higher hygiene levels. Before you finalize your floor plan, it is best to consult with the FDA to ensure compliance of your plant to good manufacturing practices. It is important to be able to provide adequate lighting, clean floor drainages, and ventilation. You need sufficient lighting conducive for work. Use of plastic-coated shatterproof bulbs should be equipped with diffuser covers and holders or grill shields, suitable light color, insect and dust height, easy to clean and maintain, give minimal glare, and protection against glass breakage of bulbs and fluorescents. Adequate and clean floor drainages require one floor drainer every 37 square meter minimum. Remember that drainage and sewers must not be cross-connected. Slope floors to facilitate free draining of any moisture that is introduced into the facility environment and avoid water accumulation. Pooling water is a sign of trouble. Adequate provision of exhaust ventilation to take out unwanted warm and humid air and to provide a cooler temperature in the environment. Not only that, but warm and humid air can cause condensation problems and will affect the products for processing. Placing an exhaust will avoid these problems and will reduce dust and dirt problems at outside openings. Materials of walls, ceilings, doors, and windows must be the following. Unacceptable materials are wood and tiles, and smooth finish concrete without appropriate coatings. Floors should be slip resistant, without crevices, non-toxic, and non-tainting in use, should be sloped to avoid pooling of water. Floors must be sloped towards the drains to keep the floor dry and avoid water accumulation. Walls to ceiling angles, corners, and junctions should be sealed, rounded for ease of cleaning, concaving at usually 1 to 6 inches, angle coves 40 to 60 degrees. Doors should be self-closing, should be close-fitting with maximum clearance of less than 6 mm, preferably less than 3 mm. External doors should not open directly to the production areas as well. Window frames should be corrosion resistant. External and internal sills should slope or avoided. If glass is used, it should be unbreakable, laminated, reinforced, or polycarbonate. It should be fitted with removable or cleanable insect-proof screens. Ceilings must be free from clutter of wires, hoses, and others to make it easy to clean and avoid accumulation of dust. Equipment materials should be corrosion resistant, non-absorbent, smooth, and easily cleanable, and painted surfaces are not ideal. Food-grade stainless steel 316 material is ideal for food contact surface of machinery and equipment. It should be constructed to minimize sharp inside corners, projections, and tiny crevices or gaps. And lastly, for waste disposal, it must be adequate and suitably located in designated areas. Bins must be fully covered, labeled, and segregated. All in all, you must remember that for nearly all of the areas in the processing plant, temperatures and moisture must be controlled. The drier the facility, the lesser the risk for contamination, and it is easier to track and control microbial growth. If you are designing a wet process, you need to manage the water flows to control the risks.